In this video, we'll learn how to combine shapes using the Shape Builder tool with some Pathfinder effects in different ways. Mastering these techniques will allow you to create more complex artworks within Illustrator. First, with the selection tool selected, I click and drag across this spot to select it. And to zoom in, I select the zoom tool from the tools panel and I click across the pot to get closer. Now, notice that this pot was created by adding some shapes, so to combine them, we'll use the Shape Builder tool. To do that, I click on the Shape Builder tool to select it, and to combine the parts of this pot together, I start from here, so I click and drag towards the right, and I release the mouse. We just combine these two parts into one shape. I click and drag to combine also these parts. Then I come up to this place, so I click and drag across the parts of the cover to combine them into one shape. Now I'll use the Shape Builder tool to delete this line existing between the pot and its cover. So to do that, I press Alt key and I click and drag across this line. I release the mouse, then Alt key. To deselect the shape, I choose Select, Deselect. Now let's move to another thing. I press spacebar to access the hand tool and I pan to the right. Now we have this oven. I'm going to use a different option called Pathfinder to remove parts within a shape. So to do that, I click across the shape to select it. Then I come over to the Properties panel on the right. Here we have some Pathfinder options. To remove the shapes existing inside of this oven, I click on minus front. When I do that, not only the shapes inside of the big rectangle are removed, but also the area that they were covering within the rectangle. Now, I drag this shape to the middle of this rectangle. Then I click on this clock and I drag it into its position. Now to keep all of these shapes together, I group them. So I drag across all of the objects and I click on the group button in the Properties panel. And to deselect it, I choose Select, Deselect. Now I press and hold the space bar, then I click and drag to pan to the left bottom. I click across these shapes to select them. Then in the Pathfinder options, I click on this option to unite them into one shape. Now I'm going to exclude these bars from this shape. To do that, I click across them to select them. Then I come over to the Pathfinder options and I click on this option to remove them. Now to change the fill color, I click on the fill icon and I choose this dark brown color. And to deselect this shape, I choose Select, Deselect. I press the space bar and I click and drag to move to the other shape. Now we have this washing machine. I'm going to use another Pathfinder option to remove the shapes inside of it. So to do that, I click and drag across to select it. Then I click on this menu to open more options for the Pathfinder. Then I click on Divide to apply it. So I press Escape to hide this menu. Applying the Divide Pathfinder options to shapes makes them a group. So if you want to select individual objects, you need to ungroup them. Now I click on this group of shapes to select them. Then I press on Group from the quick actions. Now I'm going to delete the parts inside of this shape one by one. So I drag this circle and I press backspace to delete it. Then I select this circle and I press backspace to delete it. I do the same thing to this rectangle. I press and hold Shift key and I click on these circles to select them. And I tap backspace to remove them. The Divide Pathfinder option is more efficient to use when you want to keep the divided parts and to use them in other artwork. So you have to decide which option to use depending on what you want to do. Now, to group these shapes, I click across all of them to select them, and I click on the group button. And to deselect it, I choose Select, Deselect. And to see all of the content, I choose View, Fit Artable in Window. Using the Shape Builder tool and the Pathfinder effects can really help you creating artworks that are really amazing.